roaring camp. For the time being, please remain in the car you're currently in for the next 6 or 8 minutes or so. Back in the 1860s, the folks that purchased this land, that includes all of Roaring Camp on the left and what is now a small portion of Henry Cowell State Park on the right, why they wrote into the deed for the property that there be absolutely no commercial logging of redwoods. Perhaps the very first rows of ancient trees to be preserved in such a fashion. But when the railroad built their tracks from San Jose to Santa Cruz, we have a bunch of trees. The owners of this property asked the railroad to bypass the entire town of Felton on the other side of the river and instead run their trains right smack through the middle of their beautiful grove of ancient trees. Provided California coastal redwood trees. And you can tell because they have a thick layer of fibrous reddish-brown bark up to a foot thick on some of the larger trees. The fibrous nature of the bark acts as insulation wrapped around the tree that helps protect them from the heat of a forest fire. And indeed, you can see evidence of past fires in the lower portions of many of the larger trees we're passing. By the way, if you see any wildlife along our tracks today, be sure to wave at the wildlife. There's a good chance the wildlife might just wave right back. The ability to survive fires due to that naturally fire-resistant layer of bark is one of many reasons why these trees can grow to be taller than the Statue of Liberty in New York City, and in some cases including that granite pedestal she stands on. Anybody on the train from Jersey City, raise your hand. Okay. They always give me a hard time because the Statue of Liberty is actually in Jersey City, but nobody knows that. And because they survive fires, these trees can go to be so big around, why it might take an entire carload of you folks joining hands to make a circle around some of the largest known redwood trees. And because they survive fires, these trees can grow to be a tremendously old age as well. Now, in these days, great, need a little help here. Great grandparents were born over 2,250 years ago. So these trees can grow to be mighty old. They get to be super tall and live to be a rifle. They live to be very big. In part because of the naturally fire-resistant bark that protects them from the heat of a forest fire. Also doubles as my train handling detector. It's still there when we get to the boardwalk. Right here is doing pretty good. As we roll along, please beware if you're up and about, the train may come to a very sudden stop or start at any time. Keep that in mind. Children must be under direct supervision of an adult in the car which they are riding. They must be accompanied by a grown-up as they cross from car to car. The bridges between our cars slide about as you go around curves and things. Not a good idea to stand and ride on the bridges nor stand in their immediate vicinity. Platforms on our wood coaches are off limits, except while being utilized to cross from one car to the next. We do have close clearance with trees, bushes, and cars, and trucks, billboards, and buildings flashing by will sort of disappear. And a great place to practice that technique, right around the bend here, as we traverse a rocky cliff, the San Lorenzo River, about 100 feet straight down. Item of interest, well, there's quite a few little water features down there. One of particular interest is a log that floated down the river a couple of years ago in a big storm. It spans the river, and a little place where I'd like to be on a really hot summer day. One of the coolest little beaches in the mountains. Way back we went by. Are there any crooks out there?
Whoa, looks like we're on the road. Looks like we're on the road. That's cool. Like a train on the road almost. Look, it looks like the road. We're on the road. Huh? No, just one at a time. One at a time. One at a time. No. No. You want water?
We're now rolling through an excellent example of a second growth redwood forest where, like much of the mountains here in Santa Cruz County, all of the redwoods were clear-cut off the hillsides well over 100 years ago. If you look about, you can see stumps left by the loggers of that era, and surrounding here. Gonna be a while. This tunnel's just under a fifth of a mile long. As you can see, or not see, gotta be careful with that one. It's kind of dark in here, but this will give you a grand idea of what it was like to ride the train from the Bay Area to the beach for many, many years. You see, in order to establish a nearly level route to the mountains of Santa Cruz County, they built a whole bunch of tunnels from a point a couple miles south of Los Gatos to another spot a couple miles north of Roaring Camp in Felton. Two of the tunnels buried in the mountain behind us were each over a mile in length. If you were to take all half-ton tunnels and stitch them end to end, including this one, we would go into that long dark tunnel where we waved at a couple of grumps at Highway 9 crossing way up in the woods. After a very long ride in the dark, but finally, hop out the other end. Down Santa Cruz.
Oh my God, so dark. It's so dark. It's so dark.
Much of the remaining portion of our journey will be right down the middle of the streets of town. If you happen to see anybody out and about on a sidewalk, good morning, window guy. Now, we've been motoring trains up and down this street for nigh on to 40 years now, and you'll notice that this is indeed the friendliest street in Santa Cruz County. There's an arboreal society here in town that claims there's over 50 different varieties of trees just in this neighborhood we're now rolling through. You see, if you have a hint of a green thumb, you can make anything grow here in Santa Cruz. And I'll bet some of these folks will be sitting in their mansions over 100 years ago pouring through nursery catalogs to find something really strange they could plant in their yard next spring that's even weirder than the fellow next door planted in his yard. Tree coming up on the right is my favorite one. I don't know its real name, but I call it the monkey tail tree. See if you can see the monkey tail tree right on the corner. And one of the coolest little crossing signals here in Santa Cruz is this little wigwag we're about to pass, the most prettiest street in town. and an old-fashioned light post that's lit 24 hours a day only because it looks so cool next to that old toxic signal. I get to be engineer. See, they give me a steering wheel. We have a new addition here in Santa Cruz. It's a beautiful jogging, walking, and bicycle path parallels the track. Eventually there will be a path just like this along the railway tracks from Watsonville clear to Davenport. They completed a section north of us and behind us here at Westside Santa Cruz years ago. This section joins that completed section with the boardwalk. And if you drive up the coast, you'll see Cruz taking this path all the way to Davenport.